The final days of the American 1980s were upon us. Gas was 91 cents a gallon, a new house was $90,000, the first Game Boy was released, and hairspray was sold by the gallon. Back then, much like today, cars had three characteristics: fast, cheap, or reliable. The rule was, you can only pick two. If it was fast and cheap, it wasn't reliable. If it was cheap and reliable, it wasn't fast. If it was fast and reliable, it wasn't cheap. But then Toyota, a company known for cars that were cheap and reliable, decided to produce a miracle. A car that was all three. The first to ever do it. Something faster than the Camaro and the Mustang for the same price, but also economical, stylish, and bulletproof. Toyota, confident the Americans would love it, cranked out a few commercials. And here's one.
Toyota introduces quality right down the line.
Look at their lineup. You got boring, cheap, reliable. And then, wait, what? What's that thing? The MR2 was immediately overlooked by the American audience. They bought what they knew instead: Mustangs and Camaros. Big V8s have to be faster than that puny four-cylinder in the Toyota, right? Nope. The MR2 was faster in the corners and the straights. It was cheaper to fill up, cheaper to insure, easy to own and drive, with Toyota build quality guaranteed to last a lifetime. It was mid-engine too, with T-tops and pop-up headlights, like a wedge-shaped Ferrari that you could drive every day and tinker with yourself. On paper, the MR2 was the perfect sports car, but Toyota lacked the brand recognition for sports cars, so only a few discerning people bought the MR2 when it was new. One of those people was Dick. A successful man, Dick could have bought any car he wanted, like a Porsche 911 or a new Corvette every few years. But no, the MR2 was the car for him. When he saw it, he knew it was special. Dick bought this 1989 Supercharged MR2 when the #1 song was Straight Up by Paula Abdul. For over 30 years, he hid this MR2 in his garage, where once a week he'd detail it, then take it for a short drive in his immediate neighborhood to keep the fluids moving, only to hide it again. Dick captured a moment in time and preserved it for us to admire, and I must say, his efforts are appreciated. I've seen thousands of MR2s over the last 20 years, owning 6 of them myself. I've gone to auctions, car shows, club meets, forum posts, Facebook groups, YouTube videos, and this one by far is the nicest MR2 I've ever seen. Sure, there are faster, newer MR2s, but in terms of absolute OEM perfection, day one dealer lot freshness, this is the finest first generation example there is. You can't buy a time machine, but you can travel to the peak of 1989 whenever you want in this MR2. Every switch, knob, and dial are crisp and mechanical. The clutch and shifter are effortless, slick, and eager. The engine feels young and happy to see you. Nothing rattles, creaks, or leaks. The paint sparkles. The T-tops are tight. You could eat off this engine. It's brand new in here and everywhere. I scoured every inch of the car. Not a spot of rust, wear, or mold. The power band is all there, energetic as ever. This seems impossible. The sheer discipline Dick must have had to keep something so perfect for so long is mind-blowing. That all being said, Dick has passed away, and his wife wants to sell his prized MR2. But she knows it's special, and she isn't in a hurry. A premium car for a premium price. So what does a museum piece like this go for? New, this MR2 was $17,600. That's roughly $46,000 in 2023 money. If you could take that MR2 on day one, put it in a bubble, then pop that bubble 34 years later, this is what it would look like. So when you're deciding a sale price, how much is automotive immortality worth? Let's look at similar MR2s and see what they're costing these days. So here's bringatrailer.com, a popular car auction site. If there's a cool MR2 for sale, it was probably on Bring a Trailer. So here's a heat map of recent sales of first generation MR2s on the site, and you can see the prices are all over the place. But we can narrow it down to just a handful of examples that are similar to Dick's car in rarity and quality. Now remember, the supercharged model was only available for 2 years, 1988 and 1989. So most of the MR2s for sale are not the supercharged model. Here is an exquisite 41,000 mile 86 MR2. So this is an NA, there's no supercharger. And you can see it's a little more bare bones. There's no spoiler, some of the extras aren't here, the wheels are different, the ground effects are different. Still, a fun little car. This is a great car, very clean. $20,500 sale price back in February for an NA. Getting closer to Dick's car, we have an 88 supercharged model, closed for 30 grand 2 years ago. But this was in Kentucky, so they probably dealt with some rust on the sills at one point. Remember, this is a Southwest car, it's an Arizona car. Dick's MR2 never saw weather, never saw the rain or the snow or even a stiff breeze. And this one also has over twice the mileage as Dick's car. This one has 91,000 miles on it. Still, you got 30 grand for it. Pretty good. Getting closer, we have a 43,000 mile 88 supercharged MR2, was bid up to $33,500 and did not meet reserve. This car was in Colorado where they salt the roads for snow. I'd probably check for rust, but apparently this one comes out nice and clean. I like the interior, very nice. It doesn't have the cool phone that Dick does, but I still dig it. He's got some funky wheels on here, but they're period correct. We'll give him a pass. $33,000 was not enough to get this car. And the crown jewel, this one is just like Dick's car, but Dick's is an 89, slightly more coveted than this one. This one has 38,000 miles, absolute perfection top to bottom, from North Carolina, so he probably hid it away in his garage his whole life. He's got the black leather in great condition, clean engine bay just like Dick's, there's no issue anywhere. This is actually 140 torque, I believe. Underneath, very clean. Okay, he's got the records. There's not much maintenance on these cars. It's a young car. This one went for $51,000. Now, granted, the market did peak in the summer of 21, so prices have theoretically cooled off a little bit, but we simply don't have any newer examples to go from. We just have these few. So we're looking at, 30 grand for one that has over twice the miles. We got one with similar miles. This guy was not convinced with 33,000. And then we have, this one is just like Dick's car for 51 grand. I don't expect the car to go for 51,000 because the market has cooled off, but it's still vague. We don't really know what it could go for. There aren't enough examples. I bet you could offer her 35,000. If you show up with 35 cash, I bet she would sell you the car. We only ask that you keep this MR2 somewhere safe, because they can never make a car like this again, and it's the best one there is. You can reach out to me directly. I'm Andrew. Here's my email and phone number. We can set up a viewing whenever you like. The car's located in Prescott, Arizona. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck.